Hello everyone. Welcome to Augment Tech. We empower engineers for better career opportunities. In this session, we will learn about the overview of SolidWorks training course. So let's start. SolidWorks is the premier pro design software which converts your ideas into models. Learning the latest skills, tools, and techniques will keep you on the forefront of your career. In this learning course, you will get the detailed study and implementation of SolidWorks sketch, parts, modeling, assembly, drawing, and animation. All manufacturing industries like aeronautics, automobile, robotics, model equipment manufacturing industries like mobile, computer uses SolidWorks as major designing and modeling tool. So this course is beneficial to anyone looking to get in the world of 3D design and will benefit to new users who are transitioning from other software and the students who are looking for a great career ahead. Are you ready to learn most powerful CAD design software in the industry? I know you are. Join Augment Tech for training course of SolidWorks Essential. Alright, this was all about the overview of SolidWorks training course. Hope you enjoyed the session. See you again in the next session. Hello everyone. Welcome to Augment Tech. We empower engineers for better career opportunities. In this session, we will learn about the system requirements to install the SolidWorks for better working experience. So let's start. A better working environment gives better results. And to make good working environment, there are certain specific requirements either in your office, in your home, or for any software platform to work with. So for SolidWorks, there are certain software and hardware suggestions for good working experience. So let's see what are these requirements. SolidWorks is mainly built for Windows operating system. So here this table gives relation between different Windows operating system versions and different SolidWorks versions. By this table, we can see clearly SolidWorks 2020, SolidWorks 2021 and SolidWorks 2022 does not support till now the Windows 11 64-bit operating system. SolidWorks 2020, SolidWorks 2021 and SolidWorks 2022 supports Windows 10 64-bit operating system, and SolidWorks 2020 only supports Windows 7 SP1 64-bit operating system. So the conclusion is the best operating system for the SolidWorks either 2020, 2021, 2022 is Windows 10 64-bit operating system. Now comes on Mac operating system. On Mac operating system, SolidWorks cannot run directly. To run SolidWorks softwares, you need to install Windows on your Mac operating system using some applications, or you can say the virtual environment or virtual Windows. So there are some different applications by which you can run virtual window on your Mac operating system. These are Bootcamp. It is a utility that comes with Mac which allows switch between Mac OS and Windows. And second is Parallels. Parallels Desktop for Mac is a hardware emulation virtualization software. Similarly, there are some other applications by which you can use your virtual window on Mac OS, so you can work on SolidWorks with Mac OS. So now we have discussed about system requirement for SolidWorks. Hope you enjoyed the session. See you again in the next session. Hello everyone. Welcome to Augment Tech. We empower engineers for better career opportunities. In this session, we will learn about the overview of SolidWorks interface. So let's start. When you will open your SolidWorks, you will find a welcome dialog box over here. This welcome dialog box is divided in several different sections. These sections are new. By going in new, you can find your new part design, new assembly design and new drawing. Let's take a look what is part, what is assembly and what is drawing. So part is a 3D representation of a single design component, and assembly is a 3D arrangement of parts and or other assemblies. Drawing is a 2D engineering drawing of a assembly. For example, if you want to design a car, in the car you have different parts like tires, gates, steering, brake, clutch and several other parts. So you have to design first these individual parts in part section, then by combining all those parts you will get assembly or your complete car model. If you want a 2D design of that car or that assembly, you can create from the drawing section. From here in this open section, you can open your recent parts, assembly or drawing, whichever you have created. The next section is recent document. You can find your recent saved document or work document from here to save your time. Next section is recent folders. From this section, you can find all those folders on which you have worked earlier. Next section is resource. In the resource section, you will find what's new, customer portal, my SolidWorks, user groups, user communities, get support. So from here, you can get the support from the SolidWorks. If by mistake you have closed this window, then you can find this window from this home section, from this home button. By clicking this home button, you will get this welcome dialog box open again. And if you close this, then you can open your new part assembly by clicking this new, and you will get this dialog box and you will find a new part design, new assembly design or new drawing design from here. So I'm going to first a new part design, and by selecting this part and OK. So by going in new section menu, we find a new part designing interface. We can see this new part designing interface is divided into 6 unique sections. What are these unique sections? We will discuss one by one. First is standard toolbar. This is the standard toolbar like Windows. When you take your cursor over this SolidWorks icon, then we find there is different tabs like file. In the file section, you can create your new part model assembly. You can open the saved parts, assemblies or drawings, and there are different some other features like save, save as, save all and page setup. You can set up your page from this section. The next tab is edit. In the edit section, you will find select all, rebuild and suppress, unsuppress. So in this edit section, you will find different other tools. The next is view section. From view section, you can see your redraw, screen capture, display, modify and light and cameras option. The next is insert tab. From this insert tab, you can insert your boss base, cut, features, pattern mirrors, fastening features, feature works, surfaces, face, curves, reference geometry, sheet metal, structure system, molds, mesh. So you can insert these into your drawings and part or assembly. Next is tool. In tool, there is different tools are provided by the SolidWorks, that is SolidWorks applications. In this section, you can find sustainability, costing, part, reviewer. Of all these sections you can find in the tools. Next is window section. Window section, you can customize your window by this window tool. So when you take your mouse out from this section, you will find some other tabs over here. In these tabs we have discussed earlier, this is home button. By clicking this home button, you can find your welcome dialog box. You can create your new part assembly drawing from this new section. You can open your saved parts assembly by this tab. You can save your part assembly or drawing from this save menu, and you can print your parts or assembly from this print option. There is other option, rebuild. You can rebuild your model. You can file properties. You can see options over here. You can customize your interface by this options, customize. You can add some add-ins on and save and restore your settings, and you can change your button sizes. So let's see these one by one. Customize section, you can customize your menu bar, toolbar, and other heads up view or task pane by this section. You can add these 2D to 3D, align, annotation, assembly, blocks, configuration, curves in the command manager. Next is add-ins. You can add some add-ins provided by Solidworks by this section. So the next is save and restore settings. If you are upgrading your Solidworks version, then you can save your previous settings or previous Solidworks setting and restore them in the newer version of your Solidworks. You can change your button sizes from this button size button. Second is command manager. This is command manager. You can see different commands over here. By going these different tabs, you can see different commands. Like in features, you can see here extrude boss base, revolved boss base, and in sketch section you can see smart dimension, line, circle, S-plane, corner rectangle, center point arc, ellipse, text, and some different options. So these are the different tabs by which you can customize your command manager. So the next is feature manager design tree. This feature manager provide you different features to use in part designing, assembly designing, or drawings. You can see in this feature section there is feature manager, property manager, configuration manager, dim expert manager, and display manager. You can manage your display, you can manage your sketches, you can configure your sketches, you can do everything from here. If we go in feature manager, we can see history, sensors, annotations, material, whatever material you required, you can get from here. That is front plane, top plane, right plane. What is plane and why it is provided in this SolidWorks platform? Like if you want to draw any sketch with the help of pen and paper, so you need a pen and need a paper. So in the SolidWorks, that paper replaces the plane. Like paper, you can select any plane from here. That is front plane, top plane, or right plane. We will take a look when we will design our first part. The next is heads up view toolbar. This is the heads up view toolbar. In this toolbar, you can see different icons over here. These icons helps you to save time during your part designing or assembly design. Let's see one by one what are these icons. First is zoom to fit icon. In this zoom to fit icon, if you have zoomed out your part or assembly, then you can click this zoom to fit and you will be back at your previous view. This is zoom to area. If you want to concentrate on particular area or particular section of your designing, you can click it and drag over there and you will find that particular area. This is previous view. You can select this icon to see your previous view or whatever you have done earlier. This is section view. From this section view, display a cutaway of a part or assembly using planes or faces. This is dynamic annotation view. This is view orientation. You can see your part assembly in X direction, Y direction or Z direction, or top view, bottom view, side view, anything. This is display style. You can see the display in which style you want to see. It can provide you that display style. Hide all types. Control the visibility of all types. If you want to hide some section from your design, then you can hide from this hide all type section. This is edit appearance, and this is apply scenes, and this is view settings. We will discuss these in detail when we will design our parts. The next is task pane. This is task pane. You can find marketplace from here. You can SolidWorks resources. You can find design libraries. You can find file explorers. You can find view palettes, appearances, scenes and decals, custom properties. And finally, this is graphic area. You will create your part, your assembly or drawing in this area. So we will see all these notations one by one in detail. Alright, this was all about the overview of SolidWorks interface. Hope you enjoyed the session. See you again in the next session. Hello everyone. Welcome to Augment Tech. We empower engineers for better career opportunities. In this session, we will learn about SolidWorks navigation tools and shortcuts. I will discuss some frequently used and important navigation tools in this session. By using these navigation tools, you can enhance the working experience of SolidWorks. Also, these tools help in time saving during designing process. So, let's start. While working on SolidWorks, the most important shortcut is escape key. While you select any command, to come out from that command, you have to press escape key several times. So, most important shortcut is escape key. While working on SolidWorks, you have to analyze your part, your assembly from different sides, from different surfaces or different angles. So, to analyze the part or assembly from different surfaces, from different sides or different angle, first you have to right click on your graphical area and then select rotate view. So by selecting rotate view command, you can rotate your part or assembly at different angles. So to come out from this command, I have to select escape key. Now if you want to rotate your part or assembly around any specific surface or specific side or specific axis, then you can do that also. And if you want to rotate your part or assembly at particular axis, surface or side, then you have to right click again and then select rotate view. And suppose if I want to rotate my part around this axis, then I have to select this axis and then I will rotate my part around this axis. Now suppose I want to rotate my part around this axis, then I can rotate this also. And if I want to rotate my part around this axis, then I can rotate around this axis also. So this was the one of the most important navigation tool. And to come out from this rotate view command, you have to press escape again. By pressing escape, you will come out from the rotate view command to select any other command or any other verb. Now, next navigation tool I am going to discuss is zoom command. This zoom command works in two ways. First, zoom in and second, zoom out. Zoom in means you are maximizing your part or maximizing that surface. Zoom out means you are minimizing your part or assembly. So to zoom in or zoom out, you can just scroll your mouse button up or down. If you scroll your mouse button up, then it will zoom in. And if you scroll your mouse button downward, then it will zoom out. Like this. You can zoom in, you can zoom out. You can zoom in, you can zoom out. So during zoom in and zoom out process, I have displaced my part from the origin of the graphical area or center of the graphical area. So to take that part at the center of the graphical area, the next command is zoom to fit command. Like at this point I have zoomed my part and this part is displaced from the center of the graphical area. So to take back to the center of the graphical area, I will select this zoom to fit command. By selecting zoom to fit command, my part will go back at the center of the graphical area. In this zoom section, the next important navigation tool is zoom to area command. If you want to concentrate at a particular surface or particular point of your part or assembly, then you can zoom that particular point of the part or assembly by selecting this zoom to area command. Select zoom to area command, and if I want to concentrate at the interconnection of these two edges, then I will take the cursor at this interconnection of the edges and drag it at the interconnection. By releasing left click button of your mouse, you will see the area or that point is zoomed. So by this way we can see the any particular surface or any particular point of your part or assembly. So this was the zoom to area command. So to go back at the center or previous view point, you have to select zoom to fit. By selecting zoom to fit, we can go at the previous view. So to come out from this zoom to area command, I have to press escape key again. Next, there are some short keys of your keyboard which are frequently used in the designing process of SolidWorks. First short key is R. By pressing R on your keyboard, you can find your document on which you have worked earlier. The next short key I am going to discuss is G button of your keyboard. By pressing G, you can find a magnifying glass. By this magnifying glass, you can zoom at particular area or feature of your part or assembly. And by scrolling your mouse middle button up and down, you can zoom in and zoom out also. So by this way we can zoom at a particular feature or area, and by scrolling your button up or down, you can zoom in or zoom out also. So to come out from this command, I will press escape button again, then I will come out from this command. The next short key is F button of your keyboard. F button of your keyboard works similarly as this zoom to fit navigation tool. Suppose we have zoomed out or zoomed in suppose during designing or analyzing process of our part or assembly, we have moved our part or assembly from the center of the graphical area. So to take back that part or at the center of the graphical area, we have to press our navigation tool zoom to fit. In this similar way, the F key of our keyboard works. Let's see how F key works. Suppose again we have displaced our part from the center of the graphical area. Then by pressing F key, we can get back our part at the center of the graphical area. The next short key is Ctrl plus B. Ctrl plus B short key rebuild the sketch or model. After you make changes in a model, you rebuild the model to update features and check for errors. So to rebuild your model, you have to press Ctrl plus B, and by pressing Ctrl plus B, you will rebuild model and check for errors. Next short key is Ctrl plus Tab. By pressing Ctrl plus Tab, you can switch to other open documents. Like suppose if I am working on assembly, and in the assembly there are different parts on which I have to concentrate or I have to edit some other part. So I want to see these other open documents or other open parts. So by pressing Ctrl plus Tab, we can move to other open documents. As I have pressed Ctrl plus Tab, then I have moved to our other open document. Like I was working on this bolt, and suppose if we were working on our handle So by pressing Ctrl plus Tab, we can move to our handle open document. The next is space bar. By pressing space bar, we can see the orientation of the part or assembly. We will discuss in detail about these orientation, what are these orientation in our next session, views and display styles. So we will go one by one in deep in that session. The next important shortcut is tab button of your keyboard. Tab button of your keyboard is used to hide particular section to work with large assemblies. This feature is very important. If you want to hide a particular feature or particular area, then you have to select that surface or area and press tab button. By pressing tab button, you will hide that area or surface. And if I want to hide this section of the part, then I can select this and press tab button, then this section of that part will be hidden. So I can concentrate and work on this section only. Till now we have discussed some important navigation tools and shortcuts. Other navigation tools and shortcuts we will discuss in the next sessions when they are required. Now if we want to evaluate the performance of our part or assembly, then we have to go to this evaluation tab, and by pressing this evaluation tab, going to performance evaluation. By pressing this performance evaluation, you will see a pop-up window over here. In this performance evaluation window, you can see first details of the open document files. In this open document files, you can see file name, configuration and open time. This is important, that how much time your part is taking to open. You can see previous version references. You can see rebuild performances. Next, setting performance. The most important thing you can see here is statistics of your assembly. Like in this, total number of component in the box with lid is 2. That is how many parts are there, how many sub assemblies are there, how many components are there. So by this you can evaluate the performance of your part and you take necessary actions. The next evaluation feature I will discuss, measure. By selecting this measure command, we can measure side surface of our part or assembly. To measure a side, you just have to select this side. I will select this side to measure this side. Then I will get this is 100 mm side. And if I want to measure this side, then I will select it and it will give that is this side is 100 mm of length. And if I want to measure the area of this surface, then I will select this surface to measure the area of this surface. So it will give the area and perimeter. So by this way we can measure our body, our part, our assembly. Alright, this was all about the Solidworks navigation tools and shortcuts. In this session we have seen some important navigation tools and shortcuts which will enhance the working experience of Solidworks, and also these tools will enhance in time saving during designing process. Hope you enjoyed the session. See you again in the next session. Thank you. Hello everyone. Welcome to Augment Tech. We empower engineers for better career opportunities. In this session, we will learn about the Solidworks views and display styles. So let's start. To check views and display styles, let's create a model here. So to create a new model, first go to Home tab, click New Part. So now New Parts graphical area is open. So now to create a new part, first select a plane. So I have selected front plane over here. After selecting the front plane, I will go to sketch command, and in the sketch command I will select a central rectangle here. As I took the cursor at the center of the plane, so there is a small circle is appeared. It means that the cursor is at the center of the plane. Now just click at the center and drag the cursor at any length. Now I'm not going to set any dimension over here because in this session the main motto is to check the views and display styles. Now let's take a circle. I will create a circle over here, and now I will create another circle over here. Now I will create another circle over here, and I will create another circle over here, and I will create another circle over here. And by pressing the escape key, I will move out from the circle command or sketch command. Now I want to set the dimension of this circle because I want to make all the circles equal in dimension. So to set the dimension of this circle, I will just click and drag the cursor out. So I will set this dimension as 1 inches. So this circle is 1 inches in dimension. Now by pressing escape key, I will move out from the smart dimension command. Now I want to make the dimensions of all these circles equal. So to set the dimension of all these circles equal, I will select this first circle of which the dimension is set. So after selecting this circle, I will press my control button and I will select all these circles simultaneously and just go to this equal tab, and simply pressing this equal button, the dimension of all the circles will be equal of 1 inch. So now our basic part is ready. Now to make this part interesting, let's create the holes at the place of these circles. So to create the holes at the place of these circles, just select the circles and by pressing Ctrl, select all the circles because I want to make all the circles as a whole. And after selecting all the circles, just go to features and select extrude boss base. This extrude boss base command I will discuss in detail in future because right now the focus of this session is only on views and display styles. So just select this extrude boss base command and I will tick OK. So the holes at the place of these circles is created in our part. Now the part is ready to check views and display styles. Now before going to views and display styles, let's rotate this part and check how it is looking. So by selecting rotate command, we can rotate this part. Now let's check first view command, that is previous view command. By moving the cursor at this previous view command and pressing this, the part will go at the previous position at which I was working. So this is the first command, that is previous view command. Next view style is view orientation. In this view orientation, we can see there are different styles are present in the Solidworks. So what are these view styles? Let's check one by one. First is top view, second is left view, front view, right view, back view and bottom view. In these views, suppose the bottom view rotates and zooms the model to the bottom view orientation. So let's check these orientation one by one. First select top view orientation. Our model will present in top view style. Next, left view orientation. The model will present in left view orientation. In the last session of Solidworks navigation tools, I have discussed a shortcut for this view orientation. By pressing space bar of our keyboard, we can go directly for this view orientation and select either of the orientation. Like in this, I have selected front view orientation, so the part will be available in the front view. Next, I can check this view from the bottom view, then the part will be available in the bottom view. So by pressing space bar, I can move to the view orientation window. In this view orientation window, there are several other view styles are present. What are these? Let's check. First is isometric view, second is dimetric view, next is trimetric view. What is isometric view? In the isometric view, all lines on each axis is parallel to each other, or we can say all the dimensions are on same scale. In the dimetric view, 2 axes per dimension foreshortened. In the trimetric view, that is tri means 3, so 3 axes per dimension foreshortened. Let's check these views one by one. Now I will select this isometric view first. So the part will be available in the isometric view, that is all dimensions are at the same scale. Now by pressing space bar, I can move to orientation window and I will select to dimetric view. In this view, 2 axes per dimension foreshortened. And now let's check the last view, that is trimetric view. In this view, the 3 axes per dimension foreshortened. So the part can be checked from the all these views styles. So this was all about view styles. The next is display styles. Just move the cursor on the display styles. In these display styles, the model can be seen from the different displays, like with edges, without edges, or with wireframe or without wireframe, with lines, without lines. Let's check what are the display styles available. First is shaded with edges. This shaded with edges displays shaded view of the model with edges. Next is shaded. This style displays a shaded view of the model. Next is hidden line removed. This displays only those model edges that can be seen from the current view orientation. Next is hidden line visible. This displays all edges of the model. Edges that are hidden from the current view are displayed in the different color or font. Next is wireframe. This wireframe displays all edges of the model. It means like a sketch, all the edges are present in this model. So let's check one by one. First we select the shaded with edges. In the shaded with edges, the model can be seen with all the edges. Like in this model, all the edges are visible. The edges can be seen from the different colors, like this. The next is shaded. In the shaded, the model can be seen without the edges. No any edge will be visible in the shaded display pattern. The next is hidden line removed. In this, all the edges which are visible from the current view can be seen only, like any 3D view. The next is hidden line visible. In this, all the hidden lines which cannot be seen from the current view are visible and displays with the different color pattern. The next is wireframe. In the wireframe, all the lines are visible which are present in the model. So these are the different display styles present. The next command is section view. This section view command displays a cutaway of the part or assembly. To check this section view, just select section view, then a section view plane will appear on the graphical area. Here are 2 semicircles and 1 arrow. By dragging this arrow up and down, we can increase or decrease the cutaway, and by dragging this semicircle, we can move the section plane or cutaway plane. So cutaway of the part or assemblies can be seen as per desire. So this was all about views and display style. Hope you enjoyed the session. See you again in the next session. Hello everyone. Welcome to Augment Tech. We empower engineers for better career opportunities. In this session, we will learn about the customizing user interface tools of SolidWorks. So let's start. By customizing the interface, the working experience will enhance, like if someone is working on any particular type of parts, so he can customize the toolbar of SolidWorks as per requirement, and unnecessary command shortcuts can be replaced with useful commands and shortcuts for those particular type of parts, assemblies, drawing or sketches. The different toolbars available in SolidWorks user interface is discussed in the session of user interface overview. So let's check how we can customize this user interface. So first is command manager lock. What is command manager? The command manager is where we can find each and every command, like this is line command, this is circle command, this is convert entity, offset surface. So these are commands. So this is command toolbar or command manager. So how can we lock this or how can we move this? This command manager can be moved from one place to another place where we want. So how this toolbar can be moved? So to move this toolbar, just click at any add-in and just hold your mouse and drag the toolbar. By dragging this toolbar, you can see the toolbar is unlocked and available for movement. You can place it at anywhere. Suppose I want to place it at this right side of the user interface, so I can just match this arrow and release my mouse button, then the toolbar is placed over this right side of the user interface. If I want to place this at any other place, suppose I want to place this at this position, then I can place this at this position. If I want to place this at any other different position or initial position where it was placed earlier, so I can place it here. And if somebody wants that this toolbar cannot move, so you just have to right click on the command manager, then go to customize. In the customize window, you will find this icon or checkbox, lock command manager and toolbars. Just check it and click OK. So this command manager toolbar will not move now. Nobody can move this toolbar. So if somebody want to move again, then you have just go to customize and uncheck this toolbar and OK. So this command manager will be available for the movement. Next is add-ins. There are different add-ins available in the SolidWorks, like features, sketch, markup, evaluate and several. So how can you manage these add-ins, or you can find some useful add-ins while you are working for particular type of parts assembly? So you can remove here, and your command manager is overcrowded, so you can remove, replace and add new add-ins of your requirement. So how can you remove and replace these add-ins? So to add new add-in, just go to setting, just add-ins. In this add-in window, you will find several different add-ins available here. Suppose I want to add this SolidWorks add-in, then I will check this, and if I want to this add-in at startup, then I will check it and click OK. So this SolidWorks add-in is available in the command manager. And if I want to remove this, or I want to remove this add-in, just same, go to add-ins and uncheck SolidWorks or any other. The next is add-ins. There are several different add-ins are available in the command manager. If I am working for some particular part and our command manager is overcrowded, then I can remove any unnecessary add-in or add some useful add-in for that particular work. So how these add-in can be removed or add, then let's check. So to add a new add-in or remove a new add-in, you have to click on setting, then add-ins. In this add-in, suppose I want to remove this Solidworks add-in, so I just have to uncheck this box and click OK. Then this Solidworks add-in will be removed. And if I want to add this Solidworks add-in again, then I have to go to settings, then add-ins, then I will check this box. And if you want to open this add-in at the startup, then you will check this box also and click OK. So their Solidworks add-in will be available in the command manager. So by this way, the add-ins can be added or removed from the command manager to get faster experience of the Solidworks. The next is toolbars. How can these toolbars can be customized? Let's check. So to customize the toolbars, you have to go to settings, then customize. When customize window is open, then there are several tabs like toolbars, shortcut bars, command bars, menu bars, keyboard, mouse gesture, and customization. So if I want to customize our toolbar, then I will go to toolbar tab. In toolbar tab, there are several different options available like 2D to 3D, align, annotation, and there are different options are available. So to add these toolbar, just click on this checkbox. Then this toolbar means 2D to 3D will be available in the user interface. And if I want to add this align toolbar to work directly in the aligns, then this align toolbar will be available. And if I want to remove any toolbar, then I have to just uncheck this box. When I will uncheck this box, the toolbars will be removed. So by this way, the different toolbars or different useful toolbars can be added at the user interface. Next is shortcut bars. What is shortcut bar? Let's check. When we click at any part, then there is a short bar is open. In this shortcut bar, there are different options available. If I want to add different shortcuts in this shortcut bar, then I can add by going to setting, customize, and in customize there are second tab is shortcut bars. In this shortcut bar tab, there are different options available. In this option, whatever you want to add, you can just click and drag in this shortcut bar. So to add any useful shortcut in this shortcut bar, just click that icon and drag to this shortcut bar. So that icon will be available in this shortcut bar. And if you want to replace or remove this shortcut bar, then just click this shortcut bar icon and drag to this bar again. Then the shortcut will be removed from this shortcut bar. So by this way, the shortcut bar can be customized for useful shortcuts. The next is commands. In the commands tab, there are several different commands available. In this command, you can customize your command manager to get direct commands. How can the command manager can be customized? Let's check. So to add any command in the command manager, suppose I want to add some view command directly in the command manager, then I will click to view. In this view, there are several different commands available. In this command, suppose I want to add this hidden line visible, then I will drag this in command manager. I want to shaded with or any of the command I want to add in the command manager, I will click and drag to command manager. Then this command will be available in the command manager. Suppose I want to add any command like sketch command, so I can add this command in the command manager. To remove this command, just click this command and drag to this command manager tab. So all these commands will be removed from the command manager. So by this way, The command manager can be modified as per requirement to save times. The next is menus. You can find the menus over here, that is file, edit, view, insert, tools, windows. You can find several options in this, like in the file menu there are several options: open, recent, page setup, and several other different options which are not highlighted over here. And in edit menu you can find several other different options available over here. Suppose I want to add something in this edit menu, then how can I add it in this edit menu? So if I want to add some option in edit menu, I will go to edit and I will select some option, like there are many options are available here, like properties, like file normal, definition, objects, display content, delete. If any options will be available in the edit option, then it will show you that rename or remove that option. If I want to delete this delete option, then I will go to remove this option. I will click OK. Let's check that delete option is available in this or not. We cannot find the delete options in this edit menu bar. So to add this delete option, I will go to customize, menus, and this edit bar, and I will select delete. It is delete, and I will add this and I will click OK. Then let's check it is available in the menu toolbar or not. This delete is available in the menu toolbar. So by this way, any of the menu can be customized for any of the option. The next is keyboard. In this keyboard tab, you can find several options available. You can create any keyboard button as a shortcut key for these commands. Suppose this is browse recent document. If I want to create any key for this recent document, then I will just select R key and click OK. By pressing R key, you will find your recent documents. Suppose if you want to create some other shortcut key for any other command, you will go to customize, you will go to keyboard. Then suppose if I want to create some key for this save as. Save as I want to create, suppose Control L, then our new tab will be appear for saving as this part. So by defining the name, you can save as this document. The next is mouse gesture. In this mouse gesture tab, you will find several commands to create shortcuts in the mouse gesture. Let's check how this window works. In this window, there is first option, that is enable or disable mouse gesture. By checking or unchecking this box, you can disable or enable this mouse gesture option. So if I want to enable this mouse gesture option, then I will click check, then I will check this mouse gesture box. There are other options available, like in this mouse gesture you can see there are 4 commands are available. I can create some more commands like 8 gestures, 12 gestures. By just selecting 8 gestures are available in this mouse gesture. By selecting 12, there are 12 options will be available in this mouse gesture. So add and replace the commands in this mouse gesture. Go to your commands. Suppose I want to create a shortcut for the flip normal, then I will select this flip normal and I will go to any of the option and I will add this as a shortcut for the mouse gesture. Let's check how it works. So I will click OK. So I will right click and drag my mouse on the screen. Then the mouse gesture button will be available. And for selecting, you have to go to just on that command. Suppose I want to zoom it, then I will go to zoom and this will be zoomed. And suppose I want to go to previous, then it will go to previous. So by this way, the mouse gesture button can be customized and it will enhance your working experience and save your time during modeling process. The next is customization. In this customization window, you can reset all default setting of the SolidWorks for shortcuts and menus. Alright, this was all about customizing user interface tools of SolidWorks. Hope you enjoyed the session. See you again in the next session. Hello everyone, welcome to Augmentech. We empower engineers for better career opportunities. In this session, we will learn about setting dimensions in the SolidWorks. So let's start. Before setting the dimensions, first question arises, what is dimension? Dimensions are the measurement of anything in one direction. So to that measurement, there are some units provided and unit systems are provided. Like you can measure the dimensions in kilometer, meter, centimeter, mm or inches. So SolidWorks has provided the facility to set the dimensions and work on those dimensions. So in the graphical user interface of SolidWorks, at lower right corner, you will find a unit system provided. In this unit system, you can see there are MKS, meter, kilogram, second, CGS, centimeter, gram, seconds, mmgs, millimeter, gram, seconds, IPS, inches, pound, second. So by selecting either of these, you can select any of the unit system. Suppose if I want to work in centimeters, gram and second, then I will select this centimeter, gram, second. If I want to work in IPS, inches, pound and second, then I will select this. And if I want to work on millimeter, gram, second, then I will select mmgs. So it is suggested that for the smaller part, work on mmgs system, and for larger parts, you can select centimeter, MKS or IPS. So how can we set the dimension of any side? Let's check. So to set the dimensions of any side of any part assembly, I will select a plane. After selecting the plane, I will take a line and I will draw some rough lines. You can check the SolidWorks is giving the suggestion of straight lines. And after drawing these lines, I will come out from the line command, and to set the dimension of any of the line, I will go to smart dimension. Suppose I want to set the dimension of this side, then I will select this side and drag it. And after clicking, I will found a dimension window over here. In this dimension window, I can set any of the dimension like 100 mm. I have set the dimension of this line is 100 mm. Suppose I want to set the dimension of this side, then I will select this side and drag this side, and after clicking, I will find dimension window and I will set the dimension of this side, suppose 80 mm. Suppose I want to set the dimension of this side, then I will select this side and drag, and after dragging I will click and I will find a dimension window, and in this dimension window I will set the dimension size, dimension suppose 35 mm. So by this way we can set the dimensions of any of the side in the part or assembly. And suppose if I want to set the dimension of this side equal to this side, then how can I do this? I will select this side and after pressing Ctrl, I will select this side also. And then a shortcut bar is open, and in this shortcut bar, you will find the make equal option over here. I will select this make equal option, and then these two sides will be equal in dimensions. So by this way, we can select the dimension of any side in any part or assembly. Alright, this was all about setting the dimension in the SolidWorks. Hope you enjoyed the session. See you again in the next session. Hello everyone, welcome to Augment Tech. We empower engineers for better career opportunities. In this session, we will learn about saving, renaming and managing the SolidWorks file. So let's start. Before moving forward, let's create a simple part. To create a part, I will just select plane. After selecting the plane, just go to sketch and suppose I will create a central rectangle over here. After creating this rectangle, I will make it some interesting. So I will move out from this rectangle command and I will go to features and extrude boss base. Then I will increase some thickness of this part. Now I will click OK. Then our part is ready to save. So to save this part, I will go to File and Save option. And I will create a name of this part. And wherever I want to save this item, I can save this. Suppose I will save this by the name of example. And save. So this will be saved in our folder. In this folder, let's search example. By this way, you can save any of the file of the SolidWorks. Let's check the formats of the files in which the SolidWorks file will be saved. It will be, suppose I want to save it again as a save as. In save as, I will give the name example2, and you can see over here there are different many formats in which this SolidWorks file can be saved. First is SolidWorks part, that is .prt file, .sld prd. In this format, XML file, additive manufacturing file, Adobe Illustrator file, you can save it in the .ai format, so you can work in the Illustrator also. .psd file, you can work on Photoshop also, in the PDF and several many files. Also you can directly save it .stl file to make this part ready for 3D printer. And you can save this file in JPEG format also. So by this way you can save this file in different formats and according to requirement. How can we rename this file? To rename this file, you have to go to the saved folder. In the saved folder, you can just right click, rename, and suppose I want to give the name example2. So this file will be renamed as example2. It is saying that the file is used in SolidWorks. So I will go to File and Close. And now try again. The file will be renamed as example2. Now, it is advisable that do not rename the file in Windows Explorer or SolidWorks Explorer, because if you are working in larger assemblies, then those assemblies uses different parts. So the name of those parts are defined. If you rename them, then SolidWorks will not identify that parts. Let's check how it give the error. Go to Home. I will create a assembly. So I will open my saved assembly which I have created earlier. So to open this, I go to File, Open. In this open folder, I will select this knife assembly, suppose, and then assembly 1. So this nice assembly loaded on SolidWorks platform perfectly. Suppose if I want to rename some part of this assembly, then what will happen? Let's check. Let's close this assembly and I will go to the saved folder in the knife folder. This is part 1, this is part 2, this is part 3, and this is whole assembly. Suppose I will rename this part 1. I will say it part 11. Now let's check what will happen if I will open this in SolidWorks. Go to File, Open, and Assembly. So it will say that some files are missing. What it's saying, unable to locate the file. There are some files of this assembly are missing because we have renamed that. So it is not advisable to rename any part of the assembly. By closing this, I will close this again. Don't save. And I will go to the folder again and I will rename this as earlier again. Now let's check what will happen when we open this assembly. Open, and this is assembly 1. So the assembly is loaded perfectly. That's why it is advisable, do not change the name of part in the assembly, because if you change the name of any part, then that part will not be recognized by the SolidWorks and that assembly. So keep all the part of that assembly at the same place and do not rename them at Windows Explorer or SolidWorks Explorer. So by this way you can manage your all parts and assemblies. Alright, this was all about saving, renaming and managing the files of SolidWorks. Hope you enjoyed the session. See you again in the next session. Hello everyone, welcome to Augmentech. We empower engineers for better career opportunities. In this session, we will learn about sketch basics. So let's start. So in the SolidWorks, how to start designing any sketch or to create any model, the basic need is to create a sketch of that model. So let's create a basic sketch. The first thing is you have to choose any plane provided over here, that is front plane, top plane or right plane. To create a simple sketch, you can choose only one plane, either of the plane, front plane, top plane or right plane. For a tabletop option, you have to choose more than one plane, or you can say to create an assemblies, you have to choose several options. We are going to start basic sketch, so I will choose front plane. After choosing a plane, you have to go to sketch. In this command manager, you will find several sketches, suppose line, circle, SP line, rectangle and several other options. In this line section, I will just create line, different lines, any random lines to see. Suppose this basic shape we have created. As I have connected initial point of this sketch to last point of this sketch, then this box is created in gray color. It means your shape is created and closed in boundaries. Now go to features and extrude boss base. So what is extrude boss base? This feature defines the depth and thickness of any shape. So just select this extrude boss base. You will see arrow here. You can set the thickness of your shape by this arrow. Now you can see there are two icons here. One is cross, one is OK. OK means complete the work you have done till now, and cross means if you select this cross, then the work you have done till now will be deleted. So I will go OK. Now our solid shape is created and we can rotate this and check this. Now let's see other sketch features. So to see other sketch features, I will go to extrude boss base and go to edit features. In this edit feature, I will select this icon and adjust our depth or thickness.
You can just adjust the thickness by this feature, but you cannot change the shape of this shape. So if you want to change the shape of this sketch, so go to OK and go to boss base extrude 1, click, and this is right click and go to edit sketch. When you will select this edit sketch, then you can change your shape of your image. So by this way we can change the basic shape. I will go to OK and rebuild. Then our model is ready. Now I will go to boss base again, right click, edit sketch. I will create a circle here, random circle I will create, and just complete the shape. Then you will see a hole is extruded by default in this shape. By this way we can create any of holes. Suppose I want to edit a circular hole over here, then I will go to sketch again, edit sketch. In this edit sketch I will create another shape, suppose polygon. I will create a polygon over here and I rebuild it. Then we can see a polygon shape hole is created by default. Go to boss extrude 1, edit shape. Just select this polygon out of this shape and this circle out of this shape. Let's see what will happen if we rebuild it. Then we can see there are several different individual images are created. So by this way we can create different models in the same plane. Now let's take a look on some more features provided in the SolidWorks. I will go to sketch. First I will go to boss base. I will select boss extrude 1, edit, create some random designs over here. By this way we can create many more holes or many more shapes in this designing process. So I will go to move out from this command and I will rebuild it. Now I will go to features. I will select a surface over here and I will go to extrude cut. In the extrude cut I will select a shape. Suppose I will select this polygon and I will create a polygon over here. And rebuild it. So by this way we can create any cut of any shape. By dragging this cursor up and down we can just rotate our model. Now next we can see, click it, OK. So let's check the cut created in this shape. Now select this surface, go to hole wizard. In hole wizard there are several options of holes. Hole wizard, advanced hole, threads. You can create any type of hole. Suppose I will go to simple hole wizard. In simple hole wizard I will select hole type. Any of hole type you can select. I will create a hole here. At this point I want to create a hole. So in this feature I will go to size of hole. There are several size of hole provided in this. I will select 10 and there are several other options we will discuss in when we will use in our real shapes. Now I will click OK. So there is a hole created in this shape. Let's check this. It is full hole created for this shape. Alright, this was all about sketch basics. Hope you enjoyed the session. See you again in the next session. Hello everyone. Welcome to Augmentech. We empower engineers for better career opportunities. In this session, we will learn about making lines in the SolidWorks. Let's start. So to work on any design, the lines are most important tool in the SolidWorks. Let's see how we can modify, how can we create, and how can we adjust the lines. So to start with the lines, just go to a plane, that is front plane. There are three line types are available, that is simple line, a central line, a midpoint line. Let's check one by one what are these lines. Suppose I will take simple line. When I will take a simple line, then I can start and at any point I can finish it. Again I can start and at any point I can finish it. So you have to take a starting point and one end point. And when you will create these end point and starting point together, then this shape will be created and closed. So these are simple lines. Next is central lines. If you want to create any part and the symmetry of that part, so you have to create central lines either in horizontal direction or vertical direction. Suppose I will create this center line. So this center line will be in dotted. About this line we can create symmetry of any of the part. If I have created the part here, then I can create that symmetry of that part in this section. The next is midpoint line. Midpoint line, to create, we select a midpoint and we just drag the cursor at any length we want to create the line. So by this way we can create the midpoint line. So these are lines available in the SolidWorks. Now let's check how we can modify these lines, how we can create any shape with the help of these lines. So I will delete all these. You can see if you drag your cursor from left to right, the selection pane will be in green color, and if you drag your cursor from right to left, then this is in other color. So this is the difference between these two. Is if you select from left to right, then you have to cover whole of the body of that part for deleting, for moving, for any other work. And if you drag your cursor from right to left, then if this shade touches any part of any body, then that part will be selected. So now create some lines. I will create a line here, that is in central. I will create another line. This will show you that the both starting point at the same position or same level. If I create some random lines here, suppose I have created some random lines over here, and we can see this line is not vertical. If I want to create this line vertical, then I will select this line and say vertical. So this line will be vertical. By this way we can make each and every line vertical or horizontal. But if you want to create horizontal or vertical line, then make sure at the time of drawing the line and matching the option provided by the SolidWorks that it is parallel option and that is vertical option. So next is, suppose I want to make all these starting point at one level or at the same level. So I will select all these starting point one by one. And I will select vertical. So all the starting point will be at the same level. Now we can edit these line. If I want to increase this line, then I will go to this end point and I will increase or decrease this line. One more option, if I want to create some more line, then I have to draw number of lines many times. But there is a shortcut. Just select the line, press Ctrl, select the line and drag the line. Again press Ctrl, select the line and drag the line. When you will release your control button, then new line will be created. By this way you can create number of lines. Now if I want to change the color, change the shape of this line, then I have to include a toolbar, that is line format. How we can include this line format toolbar? Just go to command manager, go to toolbars, and here you can find line format. When you will click this line format, then a line format toolbar will be available in this window. You can adjust it at anywhere as per your need. Now if I want to change the color or change the shape of this line, then I have selected this line. I will go to line color. In the line color section, I can select any of the color for this line. Suppose I want to green, so I will click OK. The line will be in green color. Suppose I want to change thickness of the line, then I will go to line thickness and I will choose any of the thickness provided over here. So the thickness of this line will be changed. Suppose I want to change the shape of this line, then I will select this line and I will go to line styles. In the line styles, I will choose some default line styles provided. If I want to dash, then this line will be in the dash section. So by this way we can change the shape, the color, the thickness of any line. Next, I will select all, delete. Now if I want to create any table section and make the columns and rows equal, then what can we do? Suppose I will create a line. And I will complete this shape here. I will create some other lines here. One more line here and one more line here. I want to create this as a table, so I will create two more lines. Now I have drawn here some random lines. The shape of rows and columns is not equal, and if I want to create the shapes of the line equal, so you can do this two ways. I will create a line here, I will create a line here, now I will create a line here, and I will select all these three lines and make equal. As I have selected make equal, then these three rows are equal. By this way we can make all the rows and column equal. Suppose I have drawn all the columns initially and I want to make these columns equal. So what can I do? I can do this in two ways. First is I will select trim entities. In trim entities I will select power trim and I will select this line. I will select this line. Again I will select power trim. I will adjust the thickness of this line and I will adjust the thickness of this line. Now I will create some more lines over here like earlier. and I will select all these lines. One by one. I will make them equal. So all the columns, all the blocks are equal in dimension. By this way we can modify the lines, we can draw the lines, we can change the colors of the line, we can change the thickness of the lines and make any shape of the lines. Alright, this was all about making lines in the SolidWorks. Hope you enjoyed the session. See you again in the next session. Hello everyone, welcome to Augment Tech. We empower engineers for better career opportunities. In this session, we will learn about creating circles, creating arc and creating rectangles in the SolidWorks. So let's start. Circles, arc and rectangles are basic and important tools to draw any desired shape of any part in the SolidWorks. So let's check what are these sketch tools available and how we can draw different type of shapes in the SolidWorks. Let's go to circle, and there are two types of circle available, that is central circle or normal circle. Other is perimeter circle. And what are the rectangles available? Rectangles are corner rectangle, central rectangle, 3-point corner rectangle and 3-point central rectangle, and last is parallelogram. What are the arcs available in the SolidWorks? Center point arc, tangent arc and 3-point arc. Let's check one by one how we can draw these types of shape and how we can draw our desired shape with the help of these sketch tools available. So first thing I will do to start with the sketch, I will go to plane. I will choose any type of plane, front plane, top plane or right plane. I will go to front plane. After selecting front plane, I will choose circle, that is normal circle or central circle. We have to draw the central circle or normal circle at any point. The circle will be created around the center of that circle, and we can increase and decrease the radius of the circle by this way. And after removing the click button, the circle will be drawn. So by this way we can draw any central circle of any shape. These circles are undefined, so we can move these circles from one point to another point of the plane. So we can move these circles at any point of the plane. Another is perimeter circle. As we have seen, the central circle have created around the center of the circle. But in case of perimeter circle, the circle will be drawn around the perimeter. We have to choose 2 points and that circle will be drawn around that 2 point. So we can increase and decrease of the size of the circle, but this circle is defined around 2 points. So we cannot move that circle beyond those 2 points. So by this way we can create the perimeter circle. First choose a starting point, second choose a last point. Around these points we can move our circle. So by this way we can create perimeter circle. So these two types of circles are available in the SolidWorks. By this way we can draw these two types of circle. The next is arc. Before moving to arc, I will come out from the circle command by pressing escape, and I will choose all these circles and delete all these circles. So the next is arc. I will go to arc and choose center point arc. Let's check how we can create this center point arcs. So to draw center point arcs, just click a point, starting point of arc, and we will move around that arc, and whatever the shape of arc you want, you can create the arc of that shape. So if I click here, then the arc will be created of this shape. Let's check again. Just click at starting point, at second point and third point, and create the desired shape of arc. So by this way we can create center point arc. Next is tangent arc. Just select tangent arc. So to create tangent arc, First I will create a line. So I will go to line, create a line. After creating line, I will go to tangent arc and select a starting point, that is end point of the line or any point of the line. I will choose this end point of the line to start the arc and click that point and choose the shape of the arc. By dragging the cursor, you can create any shape of the arc. By this way, we can create any shape of the arc. If I will click here, then this shape of the arc will be created. Suppose I want to create another arc from this point, then I will go to end point and create any shape of the arc. By this way, we can create any tangent arcs by pressing escape. Now, third is 3-point arc. Let's check how we can create 3-point arc. To create 3-point arc, just click first point, that is starting point, and second is end point, and after that just drag your mouse upward and downward to increase and decrease the shape of this arc. So by this way we can increase and decrease the shape of the arc. So by this way we can create 3-point arc. Let's check again. Just click first point, end point, and drag the cursor. By dragging the cursor, we can increase and decrease, and click again, that is third point, and the arc will be created of any desired shape. By this way, we can create arcs to draw any desired shape of any part. The next is rectangle. So before going to rectangle, I will choose all these arcs and delete them. Now I will go to rectangle. First I will choose corner rectangle. Let's check how the corner rectangles are drawn. Corner rectangles are drawn around the two corners of that rectangle. Suppose first I will choose first point and I will create the rectangle by just dragging, and I will choose end point, that is another point of the rectangle. So by this way we can create a corner rectangle. Let's check again. Just choose first point, drag the cursor and go to desired shape and second point. By this way we can create corner rectangle, and this rectangle will be created around the perimeter of the rectangle. Next is center rectangle. To create center rectangle, we have to choose the center of that rectangle first. So by clicking, we have chosen the center of that rectangle, and by dragging the cursor we can create the rectangle around that center of the rectangle. So by this way we can create center rectangle of any size. After creating, we can define the dimensions of the rectangles. So next, 3-point corner rectangle. 3-point corner rectangles can be drawn by selecting 3 points. Let's check how we can draw these. Suppose I want to start with this point, then I will click this point and I will create a line or second point of any angle, that is suppose of this angle, and I will drag the cursor upward and downward of that line. So I can create a 3-point corner rectangle by this way. Let's check again. First point, second point, and drag the cursor. So by this way we can create 3-point corner rectangle. Let's check another 3-point center rectangle. To create 3-point center rectangle, choose first point, second point, and the rectangle will be created around the center of that rectangle. So by this way we can create the central rectangle. It will be created both sides of that first point. So by this way we can create central rectangle. The next is parallelogram. Go to parallelogram, start with first point and go to second point of any desired shape, and after that by dragging the cursor we can create any type of the parallelogram or any shape of the parallelogram. So by this way we can create any type of the rectangles and parallelogram. These are the basic sketch tools to draw any type of the part. Alright, this was all about creating circles, creating arc and creating rectangles in the SolidWorks. Hope you enjoyed the session. See you again in the next session. Hello everyone, welcome to Augment Tech. We empower engineers for better career opportunities. In this session, we will learn about sketch relations in SolidWorks. So let's start. Sketch relations are very important feature available in SolidWorks. These relations work like shortcut to draw and define any sketch and save the time during designing in the SolidWorks. Let's see what are the different relations available in SolidWorks. So to start with relations, I will select a plane over here. We can select any of the plane, front plane, top plane, right plane. I will select front plane. You can select any of the plane as per your requirement. After selecting the plane, I will draw some random lines to check some relations. So I will select line in the sketch command. I will draw some lines here, some random lines. So I will move out from line command. Now we can see there are some green color marks available with the lines. So these are the relation with the lines. Suppose this mark is saying this is vertical. So this line have the vertical relation with the surface. This line have a parallel mark and this lines have parallel mark. So these two lines are parallel to each other. If I want to make this line horizontal, I will select this line and make this relation horizontal. So this line will be horizontal and this line will be automatically horizontal because these two lines have parallel relation. I will select this line and make this line vertical. I will select this line, make this line horizontal. This line is already vertical. This line is already have relation with this line, so it is already horizontal. Select this line, make this vertical. Select this line, make this horizontal. Select this line, make it horizontal. Select this line, make it vertical. So these lines have relations horizontal or vertical, and these two lines have relation parallel to each other. If I will change any of the line, then other line will automatically be changed. Now let's check some other relations. I will select this line and press and hold control button. I will select second line and I will select this make collinear. So these lines will be collinear to each other, or we can say these two lines will be in the same picture of each other. Now let's check some other relation. If I want to make these two lines equal, so what can I do? I have to go to smart dimension, set the dimension of this line, suppose 2 inches, and again I will set this dimension 2 inches. It is a time taking process in the bigger parts designing. I will select this line and press and hold control button. I will select this line, and here is the make equal relation available in the shortcut bar. So select make equal. So these two lines will be equal with the relation, and we can see there are some numbering available in the relations. That is 0, here is 2, 3, and by this way there are several numbers will be available. So these are saying that this is second relation, this is first relation, this is 0th relation. So these numbers will indicate the relations of the line, because this 3 and this 3, it is saying that this line and this line will be equal with the third relation. So these are the relations available in the line. For the parallel relation, suppose I will select a line, I will draw a random line here, and I will move out this command, and I will select again line, and I will draw some random lines here. I will select this line, and by press and hold control button I will select this line and make this line parallel to each other. So these two lines will be parallel to each other. Now if I move this line, then other line will automatically move, because these two lines have the relation parallel. If I change the direction of one line, then other line direction will be automatically changed. So by this way, we can define relations in the designing process in the SolidWorks. Let's check some other relation with the circles. So to check other relation with the circles, I will select all these lines and delete these lines. Now I will draw a circle. I will draw another circle. These two circles are random. So to set the relations between these circles, I will select first circle, press and hold control button and select another circle. Now if I want to make these two circles equal in radius, so I will select equal relation. So these two circles will be equal in radius. If I want to make this circle tangent, then I will select first circle and press and hold control button. I will select another circle and make these circle tangent to each other. So these circle will be tangent to each other. Now with the line, how can make the line tangent of this circle? I will select line. I will draw a tangent over here. So I will go to this point and make a line here. So this line will be automatically tangent to the circle. If I want to make the tangent of any random line, what can I do? I will make a line. Suppose I will make this line over here and I want make this line tangent to this line. So I will select this line, press and hold control button, select the circle and go to tangent relation. So this line will be tangent with the circle. Now if I will move this line, then it will be in the tangent of this circle. So these are tangent relation with the circles. Now I will draw some another circle over here. This is some small circle, and if I want to make these two circle concentric, so what can I do? I will select first circle, press and hold control button. I will select second circle and here I will select make concentric. By selecting make concentric, these two circles will be concentric. So these are some relations available in the SolidWorks. With the help of these relations, we can save our time during designing process in the SolidWorks. Alright, this was all about sketch relations in the SolidWorks. Hope you enjoyed the session. See you again in the next session. Hello everyone, welcome to Augment Tech. We empower engineers for better career opportunities. In this session, we will learn about adding and modifying the dimensions in the SolidWorks. So let's start. To start with the dimensions, I will just create a sketch over here. To create a sketch, I will select a plane. After selecting a plane, I will go to line and I will draw some lines over here. I will start with the origin first. So let's draw some lines. We can add the dimension and check how the dimension system works. I have created some sketch over here and I will move out from the sketch command by pressing escape. Now you can see the color of these lines is black and blue. What are these colors saying? When we take the mouse at the line, then the color of the line is orange. This is saying that this line is selected. And the black color of the line is saying that the line is defined, and blue color of the line is saying that the line is undefined. So what is defined line? What is undefined line? Let's check. Defined means to set the position and dimension of the line. Undefined lines, it is the dimension and the position of the line is not set. Now this line is black in color because starting point of the line is origin. So this line knows that the line is started from the origin of the plane. So that's why this line is black in color. And this line doesn't know from where it is started and what is the dimension of this line. So it is blue in color. Likewise, all the lines are undefined. So these are blue in color and the lines started with origin are black in color. But we have to define position and dimension both to define whole sketch. Let's define the dimension of this line. So to define the dimension, I will go to smart dimension and just click this line and drag the cursor and go to dimension checkbox. In this dimension checkbox, suppose I want to create this line of 2 inches, then I will enter 2 inches and then OK. So this line will be of 2 inches, and we can see the color of the line still is blue. Why it is blue? We have set the dimension of the line, but we have not set the position of the line. That is why it is blue in color. When we will set the position of the line, then it will turn black. How we can set the position of this line? This line has the position but not a dimension. So this starting point knows that this line started with the origin, but the starting of this line doesn't know from where this line is started. So I have to set first the dimension of this line. Suppose I will set the dimension 5 inches. Now the color of the line is black. It means the line is fully defined. The position and dimension of this line is fully defined because the starting point is this line is 5 inches away from the origin. We have to set the dimension of this line. So suppose I will set the dimension 2 inches. So this line will be of 2 inches. Suppose it is 1 inches. Set the dimension of this line. Suppose it is 2 inches. Now set the dimension of this line. Suppose it is 1.5 inches. Set the dimension of this line. I want to set it 1 inches, but there is a warning or error comes. What is this error? It is saying make dimension driven. It means it is saying adding the dimension will make the sketch overdefined or unable to solve. Do you want to add it as a driven dimension instead? The meaning of this is that I have set the dimension of this line 2 inches and dimension of this line 2 inches. This is total 4 inches and 1 inch is left. So I don't need to set the dimension of this line because by default it is 1 inches. If I click cancel over here, then it will turn black. And if again I want to set this line, then if I click OK, then this line will be 1 inches. And if I change the dimension of this line, suppose 1 inches, then the dimension of this line automatically will change. So the dimension of this line is driven dimension. Suppose if I set the dimension of this line, here it is saying the dimension selected is a driven dimension. Its value cannot be changed because the dimension of this line will be changed if we change the dimension of this line only. So by this way we can set the dimension and make the sketch fully defined. Now moving forward, let's create some sketch. So I will go to line and I will create some sketch here beyond the origin point. I will create rough sketch here. And now I will set the dimension of this line to fully defined. Let's set the dimension. I will select the dimension and I will set the dimension of this line, suppose 1 inches. I will set the dimension of this line, suppose 3 inches. I will make these lines equal. So move out from the smart dimension command and select this line and select this line and go to equal relation. Similarly, I will select this line and I will select this line and relation is equal relation. I have defined the dimension of these lines, but the position of these lines or position of this shape is not defined. That is why it is not turned black. So how we can set the position of this shape? To set the position of this shape, I have to tell this point that how much it is far from the origin. To tell this point how much it is far from the origin, I will go to smart dimension. I will select this point and I will select this point. So I will tell it that this point is suppose 3 inches away from the origin, and it is still not turned black, because I have to tell that how much far is this line from this point. So I will just click this line and I will click this origin, then I will set the dimension, suppose 1 inches. Now we can see color of the lines are turned black because I have set the dimensions and position of this shape. So by this way we can set the dimensions of any shape or any line. Let's check how we can set the dimension in the circle. I will select a circle over here and I will draw a circle. After drawing the circle, I will go to Smart Dimension and I will select this circle periphery. Move out and set the dimension of this circle. Suppose 2 inches. So the dimension of this circle will be 2 inches and the radius of this circle will be 1 inch. So by this way we can set the dimension of any of the shape. Now coming on modifying the dimension. So to modify the dimension, suppose I want to modify the dimension of this circle. So I will just double click this dimension. I will change the dimension over here, suppose 1 inches. So the dimension of this circle will be 1 inches, and we can change the dimension from here also. This is 1 inches, and if I want to increase the dimension, then I will click upward. If I want to decrease the dimension, then I will click downward. So by this way we can change the dimension, or we can change the dimension by simply inserting any value. Suppose 2 inches, so the dimension of this will be 2 inches. Like this we can change the dimension of any line or any shape. Alright, this was all about adding and modifying the dimensions in the SolidWorks. Hope you enjoyed the session. See you again in the next session. Hello everyone, welcome to Augmentech. We empower engineers for better career opportunities. In this session, we will learn about polygon, slots and points in the SolidWorks. So let's start. So before we start, I will choose a plane. After selecting plane, I will go in Sketch, and here in the command manager you will find different sketches, like this is polygon, this is slot, this is point. If you don't find these icons here, then you can bring them here by going to setting, customize. In the command you will see sketch. In the sketch toolbar you can see these are slots, points, polygon, and you can just drag and drop this into the command manager. So by this way you can bring them into the command manager. So I have these, I will just click cancel. So let's start with the polygon. I will go to polygon, select polygon, and I will draw a polygon over here, and let's check what are the different type of polygons available and how we can modify as per our requirement. So if we can see in this is a 6-face polygon. How can I increase and decrease the faces of the polygon? In the left side you can see there are parameters. In the parameters you can select the faces of the polygon. Like if here is 6, I can increase it 7, 8, 9, 10. Whatever the faces you want, you can select these, and you can decrease also, like 6, 5, 4, 3. These type of polygon you can create. There are two different settings in the polygon is available here, that is inscribed circle and circumscribed circle. Inscribed circle means this circle is situated in between the faces. So how can you see? This circle is situated in between the faces, and circumscribed circle means the circle, let's see, the circle will outward with the faces and it will go from these outward points. So these type of polygons are available, and how you can increase or decrease the faces according to the requirement. Now let's check slots. What are the different slots available in the SolidWorks? There are 4 different slots available in the SolidWorks. that are straight slot, center point straight slot, 3-point arc slot, center point arc slot. Let's check them one by one. So I will select straight slot, and in the straight slot you can see there are 3 points in this slot available. By clicking these 3 points we can draw our straight point slot. So how we can draw these? Suppose I want to start my slot from this point. I will click here. I will go to the end point of the slot, and again I will go to the third point, and by this way we can increase and decrease the thickness of the slot. So I will click third time and this slot will be created. Now go to next slot. This is center point straight slot. Center point straight slot means the slot will be created around this center position. How can it work? Just click first point, second point. So this line will be created, and third line upward or downward, and whatever the thickness you want you can create the slot. I will click here. This is third point and the slot will be created. The next slot is 3-point arc slot. 3-point arc slot, how we can create this? First point, end point, and by dragging the cursor we can increase and decrease the radius of this arc. So if I want to choose this, then I will click here, and this is third point, and after dragging the cursor up and down we can increase or decrease the thickness of this arc. So fourth click and our slot is created. So by this way we can create this slot. The next slot is center point arc slot. Center point arc slot means this arc slot will be created around the center. So how we can create this? Let's see. First click, second click, third click. By this way we can create the arc, and fourth click, this is increase or decrease the thickness or width of this slot. So by clicking fourth time the slot will be created. By this way we can create polygon, we can create different type of slots as per our requirement. And what are the points? Let's check. If I will choose point, and by choosing point I can create the points at any position, just like this. Whatever the point you want at any position, I can create the point to mention something as per requirement. Alright, this was all about polygon, slots and points in the SolidWorks. Hope you enjoyed the session. See you again in the next session. Hello everyone, welcome to AugmentTech. We empower engineers for better career opportunities. In this session, we will learn about working with spline in the SolidWorks. So let's start. Before moving forward, let's get familiar with the spline. What are these splines and how these are different from the normal line. Splines are smooth curves. So to draw some smooth curves, we use splines. Like if we want to design any handle, any spoon, or any surface of any car, truck, or any other vehicle, we use spline to draw these curved surface. So splines are one of the most important tool in the SolidWorks. This spline command can be applied to both 2D or 3D sketch in the SolidWorks. If we start normal sketch tool, then it is in 2D drawing. If you want to design in 3D, then you have to select in the sketch toolbar, that is sketch, normal sketch, that is 2D sketch, and this is 3D sketch. So I will first go to normal sketch and I will choose a plane over here. Suppose I have chosen front plane, and to start with spline, first I will go to sketch add-in. In the sketch add-in I will find spline over here. In this spline, let's check what are the options available. In this there are 3 options available. First is spline, or we can say normal spline. Second is style spline. Third is equation driven spline or equation driven curve. So we will check these one by one. What are the different options in these splines or how they can work differently. Let's start with normal spline, that is spline. So to draw the splines, just click over GUI and drag your cursor at any position and drag cursor and make curve as per your desire. By this way, we can design any spline smooth curve. This is a smooth curve is designed. In this, we can see there are different handlers are available. So these are called spline handlers. Let's check what are these spline handlers. I will select a spline handler and will get familiar with the spline handler. In this spline handler, suppose there are three different options available. First is diamond shape. This is directional handle. Second is triangle shape or arrow shape. This is magnitude handler. And third is circle or just a point. This is combination handler. In this combination handler, we can use the work of this diamond shape or this arrow shape of both. Let's check the work of this diamond shape handler. This diamond shape handler or direction handler can modify the angle of the spline like this. We can modify the angle of the spline in the desired direction. So by this, we can set the angle or we can set the smoothness of the curve as per desire. So by this direction handler, we can change the angle of spline. Next is arrow handler or we can say magnitude handler. By this magnitude handler, we can adjust the magnitude of the spline or we can say length of the spline. By this, we can just set the length of spline, whatever the length you required. By this magnitude handler, we can change the length. Now let's check how this combination handler works. This combination handler works with both direction and magnitude. If we want to increase the direction, then by this combination handler, we can increase and decrease the magnitude of the spline. And we can also increase and decrease the direction or we can say angle of the spline by this the magnitude handler. So this combination handler can work in both the ways, like for direction handler or for magnitude handler. So this is one of the most important feature of the spline. If you will not find the spline handler, go to setting, go to options. In the options, you will find here sketch command. In this sketch command, you will find enable spline tangency and curvature handlers. So by checking this OK, you can find the spline handlers in the GUI. I have the spline handler, then I will go to our GUI. To check next handler, just right click over the curve. After right clicking, you will find a set of command. In this set of command, you will find display control polygon. Let's select this display control polygon and check how this control works. If you want to control the spline by this polygon handler, you can control like this. So by this display control polygon, we can control the angle or magnitude of the spline as per our requirement. These are two most important handlers. So I will not require these right now. I will go to again in the setting, disable this display control polygon. Next, let's define the dimension of this spline. So to define the dimensions, go to smart dimensions. I will select smart dimension, and after selecting the smart dimension, I will select this curve and drag the cursor. After dragging the cursor, I can set the dimension of this spline handler as per our requirement. Suppose I want it 15 inches, then I can just type 15 and click OK. This spline curve will be of 15 inches. Suppose if I want to mention the distance between any particular points, suppose this point and this point, or I want to set the direction or we can say angle of any particular point with reference of origin, we can set it also. Let's check how we can adjust this. Suppose I want to set the distance between this point of spline and this point of spline. So first I will select this point, and secondly I will select this point and drag the cursor and set the dimension as per our requirement. Suppose I want to set it 1 inches, then I can set it 1 inches. So the dimension between these points will be 1 inches. Suppose if I want to set the angle of this point with reference with the origin, first I will go to lines. In the line I will select central line and I will draw a central line over here. After drawing central line, I will go to smart dimension and handler, and again I will select this central line. After selecting this central line, we can see angle tool appears here. By the adjusting this angle tool, we can set the angle of this point with reference to the origin. Suppose I want angle of 25 degree, then I will set it 25 degree and click OK. Then the angle between this point and this origin will be 25 degree. So by this way, we can define the dimensions of the spline. So before moving forward, I will delete this curve. Just select this curve and just click delete. So let's check next feature, that is style spline. In this style spline, we can draw the spline as earlier we have drawn, and whatever the curve you want, you can create the curve of the spline by this way. And here you can see the display style polygon will appear with the spline, and you can control the spline with the polygon or with this point, and you can control the direction and magnitude, or you can say angle or length of the spline. So by these simple ways, you can create your smooth curves of any part or any assembly. Before moving forward, I will delete this. The next option is equation driven curve. This is the one of the most important feature of Solidworks. With the equations, you can draw specific curves in the Solidworks. Let's check how these equation driven curves work. So to draw equation driven curve, I will select equation driven curve, and after selecting this equation driven curve, you will find a equation driven curve box here. In this box, you will find there are two types of equation types. First is explicit and second is parametric. Let's check what are these different options available in the Solidworks. By this explicit equations will be drawn in the Solidworks, and by this parametric, the parametric equations and parametric equations curve will be drawn in the Solidworks. So first I will go to explicit curves. In the explicit, you will find over here there are several parameters available. First is equation. This is y with reference to x. This is x1 and x2. x1 means initial point of the curve and x2 means final point or last point of the curve. So let's check how this works. In this y, you have to give the equation in terms of x relation. Let's enter the equation here. Suppose I want to input a sine wave. So I will input a sine wave here, 5 into sine in terms of x, and you have to set initial value and final value. Initial value, suppose I want to 0, and final value I want to pi. So this equation will be drawn in the form of sine wave 0 to pi. If I will increase this final point, then let's check what will happen. 2 into pi. So this equation will be changed from the initial value to final value. It is one cycle of a sine wave. So by this way, we can draw the equations in this Solidworks. Let's check how we can modify this equation. So just double click on the curve and go to parameters. In parameters, let's change some initial value. I will change from minus 2 pi to 2 pi. Let's check what will happen. This equation will be drawn from minus 2 pi to 2 pi. If you want to increase or decrease the amplitude, let's check what will happen. So I will change this value here. I will change it to 10, and suppose I want to change it also from 0 to 10 pi. 0 to 10 pi. So this equation will be changed in amplitude and the direction also from 0 to 10 pi. So by this way we can draw any of the equations. Suppose I want to draw cos equation, then I will change only here cos x. So the equation will be drawn in the form of cos equation. So here are the some basic available mathematical functions in the SolidWorks. This is the list of available mathematical functions in the SolidWorks. These functions can be drawn directly in the SolidWorks as per requirement. If we go to the hyperbolic functions like sine hyperbolic x, cos hyperbolic x, then there is no direct command available in the SolidWorks. But these functions are most important in the drawing of gateways in the SolidWorks. So these functions can created with these basic formulas. Like if we want to cos hyperbolic function, then cos hyperbolic function is equal to e to the power x plus e to the power minus x upon 2. That is can be input in the SolidWorks like exponential x plus exponential minus x upon 2. So by this formula we can draw any hyperbolic function, sine, cos or any other hyperbolic function. Now let's move to parametric equations. So I will select this parametric equation here. And what are these parametric equation? It is used to create various solids. If you want to create any solid, then this equation can be useful for creating those solids. Here T1 and T2 represent the initial and final value of spline, and the equation will be in the terms of T. So we can enter the equations and create the curve over here. One important point can always be in the mind that T1 and T2, these 2 points, that is initial point and final point, never can coexist at same location. Let's see what will happen. I will create here sin t, cos t. Here initial value, suppose I will input 0 and final value I will input pi. This equation will appear over here. If I will click OK, then the curve will be drawn. Now if I want to modify this, suppose I will go to 2 pi, 2 into pi, then let's check what will happen. So the initial and final point will be at same location. What is important thing was over here, that these T1 and T2 never can exist at same point. So there is a error over here, invalid solution found. So to remove this error, what we can do, we can just select this is pi. So this spline curve will be drawn. Suppose if I want to draw here 0, 2, 1, let's check what will happen. Let's change it 3. This equation will be okay. Let's change it 4, and again let's change it 6. At this point a spline will be drawn perfectly and there is no error here. And if I will change this value to 7, so there will be a error, invalid solution found, because T1 and T2 never can coexist at same location. So I have reduced it to 6. Like this we can draw any of the equations, but the one important thing is over here, these T1 and T2 never can coexist at same location. So this is all about parametric equations. By this way we can draw any parametric equations and the available functions we have seen in the table earlier. Now if we want to draw some 3D sketch, so I will just close this, close, and now I will go to home again and new part, and will select a 3D sketch. In 3D sketch I will go to equation driven curve. In equation driven curve you can find x value, y value and z value. So let's check, input some values over here. The function will be drawn in x, y and z direction. So 3D image will be formed. First I will input sine, suppose any value t to the power 2 by 2. Next, cos t to the power 2 by 2, and suppose z will be 0.6 into t, and I will go initial value and final value to 0 to 2 pi. Let's click OK. What will happen? Let's check. So this 3D curve will be drawn. You can draw springs and any other functions like this, and any of the 3D image we can draw by this function. We can change the values, suppose 2 pi to 3 pi. So this equation will be changed like this. Alright, this was all about working with spline in the Solidworks. Hope you enjoyed the session. See you again in the next session. Hello everyone, welcome to Augment Tech. We empower engineers for better career opportunities. In this session, we will learn about ellipse, parabola and conic in the Solidworks. So let's start. So to start with ellipse, I will select a plane. I have selected here front plane, and in the sketch add-in you can find ellipse and parabola command. So let's take ellipse. There are two types of ellipse. First is normal ellipse and second is partial ellipse. And in this command you can find parabola and conic also. Let's check one by one. So first I will take ellipse. How can we draw ellipse? To draw ellipse, just take a point, click here and click at the second point, that is x direction, and for y direction you can just drag cursor as much as thickness you want of the ellipse. Suppose next time I will draw here first point, second point and the third point. So by these 3 points you can draw any shape of ellipse. Once again we can check this: first point, second point and third point. So by this way we can draw any ellipse. Next I will move out from ellipse command by pressing escape and select all these. There are two selection processes. Suppose if I drag the cursor from left to right, so I have to cover all the shapes to select all. Here I have covered this shape half, so this shape is not selected. If I select from right to left, then you have to just touch the shapes, all the shapes will be selected. So these are two different type of selections in the GUI of Solidworks. So I will delete this. Now I will create some partial circle. So I will take partial ellipse here. In the partial ellipse, how can we draw partial ellipse? First point, second point and third point. After that we have to draw any shape of ellipse. Let's check once again: first point, second point, third point, and let's check how we will draw partial ellipse. Once again we can check first point, second point, third point and just draw. So by this way we can draw partial ellipse. I will move out from this command and just select all these, delete. Now we will check how we can draw parabolas. So to draw parabolas, I will just create a line here. Once again I will create a second line. I will draw some parabolas around this line. I will go to parabola. I will select parabola. Suppose I want to create a parabola symmetrical to these two lines. First point, and take the shape of the parabola as per your requirement. Second point, and from where you want to draw third point, and just create the parabola as per your requirement. So by this way we can draw parabola. How? First point, just create the shape. Second point, third point and create the parabola. So by this way we can create any type of parabola or any dimension parabola. Next is conic. Let's check how we can draw conics. So to draw conic, select the conic. Suppose I want to draw a conic over here. I will just first point, that is starting point, second point, and just increase or decrease the size of conic. Whatever size of conic you want to draw, you can draw over here. Suppose I want to draw a conic symmetrical to this axis. So I will create first point, second point, and just click. Next, first point, second point, and create a conic over here. So by this way we can create conics in the SolidWorks. Alright, this was all about ellipse, parabola and conics in the SolidWorks. Hope you enjoyed the session. See you again in the next session. Hello everyone. Welcome to Augment Tech. We empower engineers for better career opportunities. In this session, we will learn about adding the text in the SolidWorks. So let's start. If we have created any part or assembly, then if we want to add some name over that part or assembly, or add some text at that part or assembly, so how we can create this with the help of SolidWorks. This is an important feature of the SolidWorks. So let's check first what are the options available to add the text in the SolidWorks. So to check the features, I will first choose a plane. I have chosen here front plane. I will go to sketch. In the sketch command manager, you can find the text option over here. Just click the text and the text option will be selected. In this, here are the several options available. Here you can choose the reference plane. Here you have to write anything. Here are the options available to adjust the text size, bold, italic, style, font, and here is a option use document font. If you click OK this use document font, then these options are available only whatever the visible over here. If you uncheck this, then there are several other options will be available. In this you can see the font style, height in the units or in the point. So you can select this and adjust the font of the text. So first I will write something over here. Suppose Augment Tech, and I will adjust the font of this text. Here I will select bold. I will go to points. In the points I will select suppose 48. So it is visible very well. Now this is the text which is created, and we can adjust this text by just clicking somewhere in the graphical user interface or at the part or assembly. But it is not desirable because manually how we can adjust the text. So the next way of adding the text is just click OK here and go to features again, and now I will create some reference for the text. Suppose I will create some spline over here. Create an spline like this. Click OK. So the spline will be created. Now again go to sketch and take any text. In the text just write something. Suppose I will write here Augment Text. Just increase the font and then we will check how we can adjust the text. So here I will choose bold. I will go to point. In the point I will choose 48. Okay. This text is adjusted in the font and style. Now what we can see, there are some options available here. You can left justified, middle justified, and right justified, and justified over whole area. And here you can increase or decrease the size of the letter of that text. And if we choose any other thing, then we can see over here a spacing between letters. Here you can increase or decrease the spacing of the letters like this. You can increase or decrease the spacing between letters. So I will choose justify here. Now I will click OK. After clicking OK, I will just remove that reference and the letter will be in the same position on which we have created. So by this way we can create any design, any shape of letters. So this is the basic of creating the text in the SolidWorks. But if we want to engrave or extrude the text in any plane surface, cylindrical surface or spherical surface, then how we can create that? Let's check that. So I will just select it and delete. Now let's create a surface over here. Suppose I want to a plane surface, then I will go to rectangle and central rectangle. I will create a central rectangle over here of any shape, and I will move out from rectangle command and I will set the dimension of this rectangle. After setting the dimension, I will create it 4 inches. I will create it suppose 7 inches. So the dimensions of the rectangle is set. Now go to features, extrude this. Now this is extruded and we can adjust the thickness of this part by just dragging this cursor outward or inward or just putting the dimension over here. Suppose I want it of 1 inches, then I will create it 1 inches and click OK. So the basic part is ready for the work. Now I will make it normal view. In the normal view, after normal view, I will go to sketch. In sketch, I will create some reference over here. Choose some line, select surface on which you want to create some sketch. Choose line. I will create a line here. Now go to sketch and text. Select this reference line. So the reference line will be selected over here and add the text and just modify the fonts and style. I will create it bold and I will make it suppose 36 point. Okay. So this text is created over here. Now we can just engrave it or cut it. So to engrave, go to extrude the text and first we have to delete this reference and then go to extrude the text. Let's check what will happen. Now again here you can set the length on which you want to extrusion 0.02 mm suppose I want. So I have set here 0.02 inches. Click OK. So the text is extruded. Let's check what happened here. Here the text is extruded above the surface. You can check this above the surface. Now I will go to again normal view. I will create some text again. So I will go to sketch, select the surface on which I want to create a sketch. Suppose this time I want to go to with a spline. I will select a spline. Just create a spline here like this. Click OK. Now go to text, create some text here, adjust the font, bold. Suppose I want to make it at 36. Okay. Now if I want to engrave this, then I will go to features, extrude cut. Okay. Delete this line which is reference. Click OK. And now if I want to engrave this text in the surface, so I will go to features. In the features, extrude cut. Here you can set the depth of the letters. If here is set is 0.02 inches. So if I want to set here 0.2 inches, then I will set 0.2 inches and the letter will be engraved in the surface. So let's check what happened here. Click OK and check it. Here you can see letters are in first letter are extruded and here letters are engraved. But we can see over here the quality of the letters is not very good. How we can see it clearly? Just make the surface colorful. I will select the surface. I will go to color. Choose solid. Suppose I will make it red. Click OK. Here you can see the quality of letters is not very good because in this the middle part of A is also available, middle part of G is also available, middle part of E is also available. So what we can do to make the quality of the text better? There are different ways to use this. So let's do that. For that you have to use some extra feature of the SolidWorks, that is surfaces. If you don't find surfaces in your toolbox, then you have to go to at any blank area of the toolbar and right click, then go to tabs. Here you will find the surfaces and I have selected surfaces, then I will click OK. So here you will find surfaces. Here go to offset surface. So just create an offset surface. Here you have to select on which surface you want to create offset surface. So I want to offset surface at this surface. So I have selected this and let's check over here. This is offset surface is created, but the distance between two surfaces is very less. So I will just increase this distance by increasing the distance. So the offset surface is created. Now I will go to normal view again. Click OK. Go to features. In the features you will find reference geometry. In the reference geometry just go to plane. Create a plane over here. Suppose I want to create front plane and the distance of plane. Let's check how much distance of this plane is from the reference geometry. It is backward, so I have to bring this forward. I will just increase the distance. Like this we can increase the dimension and the plane will be above that surface. So I will click OK. Now just again normal view. So to add the text here, go to sketch, select text, select this reference line and add the text here. After adding the text, go to fonts. To make the fonts visible, bold, I will choose points, 48 points. OK. So this text is available here. Click OK. Now select this line, reference line and delete it. Now the next is go to surface again. In the surface you will find curves. In the curves just choose split line, create a split line and select the plane on which you want to create split lines. I want to select on this plane, so I will select this plane over here and click OK. Now select this plane and hide this plane. Let's check what happened here. So the text is engraved. Now next what we have to do, go to normal view. I will go to surface. In this surface choose delete face. Delete face and choose surface on which you want to delete the faces. I will select the surface and the surfaces, other surfaces what we want to delete. So I have selected the middle parts which is unnecessary in the text. So I will click OK. Now we can check here the quality of the text is better than this text. Next, go to surface, thicken cut. In this, the drawback is only that you can cut these letters one by one. you cannot cut them at once. So I have to select first letter. Let's check how much it is deeper. Then we will select the depth. Here you can see shadow of the A is not projecting the surface. So what we can do, we can increase or decrease the distance of this shadow. So I will increase it and it is now projected on the surface. Now I will click OK. So the letter is engraved in the surface. By this we can engrave it one by one. Let's go here, go to surface, again thicken cut, select another letter, click OK, go to thicken cut again, select another letter, OK, again OK, again OK, again OK, again OK, again OK, again OK. So by this way, one by one you can create the extrusion of the letters, which will be best in quality. Now again choose thicken cut, choose the letter and click OK. Now our part with engraved text is created. Let's check this part, how it is visible. Go to features, I will select rotate. Now just check this and check here the quality of the product. Here you can see clearly the quality of this text is better than these text. So by this way we can create the text on any plane surface. If we want to extrude or engrave the text in any cylindrical or spherical surface, then what we can do, because the difference is only between engraving the text on plane surface and cylindrical surface or spherical surface, is that because in the plane surfaces you have different surfaces separately, because this is the one surface, this is other surface, this is other surface, so the text is engraved one by one. But in the cylindrical or spherical surface you have only one surface. So how we can work on these surfaces, let's check. Now let's create a cylindrical space over here. So go to plane, I will choose front plane, go to sketches, I will select circle and draw a circle. Go to dimensions, set the dimension of this circle, suppose 4 inches. Now click OK. Go to features and extrude this circle. Adjust the thickness of this circle, suppose 5 inches. Now I will set this like this. Set it. Adjust the cylinder. Click OK. Now go to surface, offset surface, create offset surface of this, select the surface. Now it is better, click OK. Now the offset surface has been created. Let's check it, how it is visible. It is the surface above from the original surface. So by this we can create offset surface. Now go to features. In the features, here is the reference geometry. In the reference geometry, just select plane, create a plane here. Suppose I want to create a top plane over here, so select the top plane and click OK. Let's check how far it is. The plane is in between with the shape. So I will go to this plane, select this plane, select this plane and edit it. Now increase or decrease the distance from the origin. I will increase it. I will set the plane outer from this offset surface. This is okay. I will click OK. Now go to normal view. I will go to sketch. I will draw some text over here. Suppose in spline. I will create a spline here and I will create some text with this spline. Click OK. Go to sketch again. Select text. Here spline reference is already selected. So I will just write the text. Just use the fonts. In the fonts, choose bold. I will choose some bigger font. So I will choose 48. Let's check. So it is okay. But it is going outward from the surface. So I will go again. Fonts. I will choose 28. Okay. I will click OK. Now I will delete just a spline over here. Now the text is written over here. Go to surfaces. In the surfaces you will find curves. In the curves choose split line, and in the split line just choose the surface on which you want to create this. Click OK. Now I will just select the plane and hide this plane. Now the text is created. Let's see how it is visible. It is visible on the both sides of the surface because this surface is a single surface. So what we can do, go to surface. First go to delete face. Select the first surface. I will select the middle part of this. I will select, just rotate some and adjust the. Now I will select this circle and I will select this. Now rotate this again, and I don't want this letter backside, so I will select this, all the letters, this like this. Select all the letters. Select all the letters. And click OK. Now we can see the letters are visible over here only, one side. So we have to engrave it. How we can engrave it? We have seen it earlier. Go to surface, thicken cut, select a letter, click OK. Let's check why it is giving the error, because as we have seen earlier, the projection of that letter is not going on the surface. So I have to create this projection. Now it is okay. Click OK. Now what we have to do here, just click one by one and create this engrave. Do it fast. Okay. Next. Once again select this, click OK. 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 Select this, click OK. Once again select this, click OK. Once again, select this, click OK. Now go to features, rotate. By this way, we can engrave the text in the Blender, and the similar way you can engrave the text in any spherical body. So these are the some best features of the SolidWorks to engraving the text at any circular or spherical body over here. Alright, this was all about adding the text in SolidWorks. Hope you enjoyed the session. See you again in the next session. Hello everyone, welcome to Augment Tech. We empower engineers for better career opportunities. In this session, we will learn about sketch fillets and sketch chamfers. So let's start. To create fillets and chamfers, I have to select a plane first. I have selected a plane over here, and in the sketch you will find fillet command, but this command is not highlighted because I have not created any sketch in the plane. I will first create a plane, so I will choose line. Just draw some random lines over here to see how this fillet and chamfers works. I have created a random shape over here. So before moving forward, let's get familiar with the fillets and chamfers. What are the fillets and what are the chamfers, and what we can do with the fillets and chamfers. So the fillets create rounded corners of any sketch, part or design, or you can say the smooth edges of the corners. And the chamfer creates slope or angle edges with some angle of a sketch or design. So this is the difference between the fillets and chamfers. It means fillets are to create smooth corners and chamfers are to create angled corners. So let's check what it will do. Go to sketch. It is fillet command is highlighted. Go to fillet command. Here are the two commands, sketch fillet and sketch chamfers. I will go first in sketch fillet. Here you can see in the window there are several different options available. First is entities to fillet. It means you have to tell this in which area you want to fillet, and here is the fillet parameters. How much smooth should be that fillet? So by this you can increase or decrease the smoothness of the fillet. Here is the keep constant corners, and here is the dimensions each fillet. You can create dimensions of each fillet by this. So I will go normal. I will select first this line and secondly this line. So it will create the fillet. Here you can see it will create fillet, and you can increase and decrease the smoothness of this fillet by just increasing the and decreasing this parameter here. Click OK. So the fillet will be created. Let's check again. I will select this line and this line. So the fillet will be created, and you can increase and decrease the smoothness of this fillet. Now next is, if I have selected this corner, then a fillet will also be created. If you want to select any corner, then the fillets will also be created. So by the selecting these corners, the fillets will created. Here it is saying that the dimension of fillet is not okay as per the corner. So we can adjust this also. Here you can create fillet also by selecting this, and you can increase and decrease the smoothness of the fillet. Here select this corner, okay. Select this corner, okay. This corner, okay. This corner, okay. This corner, okay. This corner you can increase or decrease the value. So this corner, suppose I want it 1 inches. I will select this line and this line. It is saying the fillet could not be added because the specified radius would eliminate one of the elements. So what we will do, we will decrease it 0.50. Now I will create it here and okay. So by this way we can create fillets at any corner. Let's take some other examples. Here Now I will click OK. I will draw some rectangle over here. Now I will create a rectangle here. I will create a rectangle here. I will create a rectangle here and a rectangle over here. So what we can do, we can give the fillets. Go to fillets, select fillets, just create fillets over here, click OK, then fillet will be created here. You can see the fillet over here. Now you can create the fillets also by just window selection. I have selected the window and the fillets is created, and I can decrease and increase the smoothness of the fillet. So this is the best way to create fillets. Now if I will select all this, then the fillets will be created like this, and this also, if I will select this, the fillet also be created. So by this we can create fillets, or you can say smooth corner. Click OK. I will select all this and delete this. Let's check how we will create the chamfers. For creating chamfers, go to sketch. I will select a line. I will draw some lines over here. I will make a shape like this. In this, I want to create chamfer. Click OK and go to sketch chamfers. In the sketch chamfers, you can see there are different options available here. First is angle distance, second is distance, and here is equal distance and not equal distance. So first I will go to equal distance and distance. Suppose I want the chamfer or angled edge of 1 inch. So what can we do? I will select a line and second line. So the chamfer will be created. Let's check. This is the chamfer will be created. And what is 1 inches and 1 inches? Because I have selected equal distance, and the distance will be from that point. It is horizontally 1 inches and it is vertically 1 inches. So it is 1 inches and 1 inches. Suppose I don't want it equal. Let's check what will happen. I will go to this corner and I want to make it 1 inches and I want to make it 2 inches. So let's check what will happen. First line, whatever I will select will be 1 inches. The distance of chamfer from this point will be 1 inches, and the second line, whatever I will select, the distance from this point to that chamfer will be 2 inches. Let's select first line and second line. So the chamfer will be created, and the distance of first chamfer is 1 inches over here and 2 inches over here. By this way we can create any of the size chamfer. Suppose I will again select sketch chamfer, distance equal distance, this point, chamfer is created, this point, chamfer is created, and we can increase and decrease the size of the chamfer over here. Select here, this point, the chamfer is created. Now let's check some other feature of chamfer. Suppose if I want to create chamfers with angle and distance, what can we do? Select this. Here, whatever the line we select first will be the distance of that, and this will be the angle from that point. So let's check. This is, suppose I want to make this chamfer of 1 inches and 45 degrees better. I will select this line first and secondly this line. So the chamfer is created, and here you can see the distance of this point from that point is 1 inches and the angle from that chamfer is 45 degrees. So the chamfer was created at 45 degrees. By this way we can create any shape or any size or any other chamfer. Alright, this was all about sketch fillets and sketch chamfers in the SolidWorks. Hope you enjoyed the session. See you again in the next session. Hello everyone, welcome to Augment Tech. We empower engineers for better career opportunities. In this session, we will learn about trim and extend entities in SolidWorks Sketch. So let's start. In the Sketch toolbar, you can see here trim and extend entity, but it is not highlighted because we have not created any sketch in the GUI. So first we create some sketch. So I will select a plane. After selecting a plane, I will just draw some lines over here. Some random lines. Just draw some random lines like this. Like this, I will draw some random lines over here. Now I will move out from this command, and you can see the trim entities is highlighted over here. So just go to trim entities. You can find several different options available in the trim entities, like power trim, corner trim, trim away inside, trim away outside, trim to closest. So let's check what are these features available and how they works. I will just select power trim, and in the power trim just click at anywhere in the GUI and drag the cursor, and whatever the line or whatever the portion of that any sketch is touched with this cursor, that will be trimmed out. Like that, you can see whatever the portion is touched by the cursor, then that will be trimmed out like this. You can trim at per your requirement. Let's check another. So I will undo this. Now I will go again in trim entities, select trim entities, and next I will choose corner. So let's check what this option will do. Suppose this is a cross of lines, and if I want to create or trim some corner over here, so what can I do? If I will select this line and this line, what happens? Other two lines outside of lines from this corner is deleted. Let's check another. Suppose I want to create the corner of these lines. So I will select this line and I will select this line. So other two lines outside of that corner is deleted. Similarly, if I want to create the corner over here, then I will select this, I will select this. Other two lines is deleted. If I want to create corner here, just select this and select this. Other two lines are deleted. By this way, we can delete or trim out any other lines or any other surfaces in the sketch. Once again, I will do Ctrl Z or undo. Now go to trim entities again. Trim away inside. I will select trim away inside. Now what this feature do? If we select two lines, so we can trim out any other feature between those two lines. Suppose I will select this line and this line. Now I can delete this. I can delete this. Whatever in between those selections, we can delete those lines. I will undo again. Now go to trim entities again. In the trim entities, now I will select trim away outside. So trim away outside means you can see clearly over here, beyond any first two selections you can delete anything. Like I will select this, I will select this. If I want to delete this, then I will select this. So this will be deleted. It means beyond these two lines, all the portions of other lines will be deleted. Like this, like this. So this is the trim away outside. Now I will do undo again. Go to trim entities. Trim entities. Now last feature is trim to closest. This is the most used feature in the SolidWorks, because in this we can select the portion whatever I want to delete, like this. It will delete the option closest to the point, like this. If I want to delete this, then I will select this. Then you can see over here it will change color, and whatever the color is available and whatever the portion of that line has changed color will be deleted. So like this we can delete any of the portion. So this is all about trim entities. Now I will just go to trim entities and select extend entities. In the extend entities, you can see the extended line with the cursor is appear. So if I want to extend this line, then you can see whenever I hover this line, then extended line or extended line is appear. If I want to create that line, then I can just click at this line. So extended line will be created. Suppose I want to extend this line, then you can see clearly over here the extended line is appear. And if I want to create that extension, then I can click over here like this. I can click over here. I can click over this line. So by this way, we can extend any of the sketch in the SolidWorks. Let's see some other example and get familiar with the trim and extend entities. So I will just move out from this command and I will select all this and delete. Now go to sketch. I will create a center rectangle over here like this. Now I will go to circle and I will create some circle over here to get any sketch or image like this. You can create some random circle. Now I will go to trim entities and I will select trim to closest. By this way, you can create your desired shape by just selecting the lines whatever you want to remove, like this. You can remove, and when you will select any of that portion which is advisable not delete, then you will get a window that will say the sketch segment being trimmed has a middle point or equal length or equidistance or polyline intersection relation. Trimming the segment will delete the relation. Do you want to continue? So if you want to continue, then you can say yes, and if you don't want to continue, then you can say no. It means it is saying that this line has some relations, and after deleting, those relations will also be deleted. So if I want to delete, I will click OK, then it will delete it. Same here. Yes. Same here. Yes. Same here. Yes. And now I can delete this to create some desired image. So by this way, we can just use trim entities and extend entities. Suppose I have a line over here and I want to extend that line. So what should I do? I will go to extend entities and I will just hover this line, and you can see there is a line appear, and if I want to create that line, then I will just click OK, then that line will be created. Alright, this was all about trim and extend entities in the sketch of the SolidWorks. Hope you enjoyed the session. See you again in the next session. Hello everyone, welcome to Augment Tech. We empower engineers for better career opportunities. In this session, we will learn about sketch offset in the SolidWorks. So let's start. Sketch offset, or sometimes you will hear offset entity in SolidWorks, is a copy of existing geometry or sketch. Whatever you have drawn, you can copy that by the sketch offset. So instead of creating new similar geometry for enlarging or shrinking the existing geometry, offset entry can be used efficiently. Let's take a look how can we create offset entities or sketch offsets. I will create a plane here. After creating plane, I will just select a shape, suppose a rectangle. I will create a rectangle over here. After creating rectangle, let's go to fillets. I will select some sketch fillet and I will create a fillet over here. I will increase some fillets. And if I want to create the similar geometry again, to shrink or to enlarge this geometry, I have to create sketch again, and the same process which we have followed, and there are several different parameters, like if we want same direction around the shape, so we have a problem over here. By the offset entities we can do this efficiently. I will click OK here. Go to offset entities. In the offset entities you will find the offsets over here, and here are the several different options like add dimensions, reverse, select chain, bidirectional. If I will create here, suppose I will choose offset value here. So in this I can create the offset dimensions like this. Whatever the value you will select, it is created above or below that image. So if I choose only single direction, then in single direction. If I will choose reverse, then the offset entity will be reversed. So by this way we can create offsets in the selections like this. And if I want to create our shape which we have created earlier as a base geometry, then it will be created as a base geometry. If I will click OK, then previous geometry will be selected as a base geometry. Now I will go to sketch again. In this, if I want to create, this is offset geometry, then this geometry will be offset geometry like this. So we can create a replica of any geometry with the help of offset geometry. Let's take a look of some other features also. I will create a spline here. If I want to create a similar spline to create some shape, so I have some problem like this. I have to adjust, and it will take time to adjust the same dimensions or same geometry over here. So what can I do? I can do that. I can just go to offset entity. In the offset entity I will select the line. Around this line the offsets will be created efficiently. If I want to bi-directional, so I will choose bi-directional. If I want to single directional, then it will be single directional, and if I want to reverse it, then it will be reverse. And if I want to that image as a base, then I can create it OK. So by this way we can create the similar offset geometry of earlier. This is one of the most important feature in the SolidWorks, so we can use it efficiently to save the time during the designing process. Alright, this was all about sketch offsets in the SolidWorks. Hope you enjoyed the session. See you again in the next session. Hello everyone, welcome to AugmentTech. We empower engineers for better career opportunities. In this session, we will learn about linear and circular sketch patterns in the SolidWorks. So let's start. First, let's get familiar with the linear and circular sketch patterns in the SolidWorks, where these options are available and what we can do with these options. So first I will create a plane. After creating plane, I will go to sketch and I will draw something at this plane. I have drawn a circle over here, and after drawing the circle you can see there is a command appear, that is linear sketch pattern. In this command you can find linear sketch pattern and circular sketch pattern. Suppose I will choose here linear sketch pattern. After choosing linear sketch patterns, you will get a window over here. In this window you can find x-axis direction and y-axis direction. So how we can control the patterns? Suppose I want to create this circle at 1.5 inches distance. So by this way we can create this. Suppose I want to make the distance 2 inches, so we can create this 2 inches. How many patterns you want to, then you can increase or decrease the number of patterns over here by this way. And at which angle you want to create the pattern. Suppose I want to create this pattern at 90 degree, so I will select 90 degree, and after that selecting 90 degree the patterns will be created at 90 degree over here. If I want to create this pattern at 180 degree, then these patterns will be appear at 180 degree. Suppose I want to create it 270 degree, so it is created at 270 degree. let's increase it, and suppose I want to create it 300 degree, then the pattern will be created at 300 degree. Similarly, if I want to create them at 0 degree, then these patterns will be on x-axis. Similarly, we can modify these on y-axis. So how we can create on y-axis? Suppose I want to create this circle at y-axis. So go to this y-axis, and how many patterns you want? Suppose I want 5 patterns, 6 patterns, or number of patterns, whatever you want. If I want to add 0 degree, then you can select 0 degree, then the patterns will be created at 0 degree, and by this way we can create the patterns. So we can see over here these patterns are created at y-axis and x-axis both. Let's get some modification on this. I will select sketch, normal view. So by this way we can create the sketch patterns. Click OK. I will select all these and just delete all. Now let's take a look on circular patterns. How we can create circular pattern? Suppose I want to create circular pattern of this circle. So what should I do? I have to go to linear sketch patterns, select circular sketch patterns. In the circular sketch patterns, you can see there is a reference image available. It is saying that there are diff patterns is created around this circle or around this origin at equal distances. You can increase or decrease the distance from x-axis like this, from y-axis, and at the any angle. Similarly, we can increase or decrease the patterns. Suppose number of patterns. If I will click OK, then these patterns will be created. Now take a look how we can create in the part, or what are the importance of these patterns. Suppose I want to create a rectangle over here. After creating rectangle, I want some patterns or some circles on this rectangle, and I want to make the holes on this rectangle. How we can create the holes? I will select a circle. After selecting circle, I will create a circle over here, and if I want to create this circle at equal distance, so what should I do? I can select a center line, and I will draw a center line over here. After drawing center line, what can I do? I will just make some points or make some circles. Make circle here, make circle here, make circle here. By this way we can create number of circles, but the main problem is here that I have to make these at equal distance. So what should I do? I have to give these distances or these dimensions one by one. Suppose I want it at 1.5 inches away, so I have to give the dimension of these circles one by one, 1.5 inches, and the dimension of this circle also should 1.5 inches. So (1.5 inches). And if I want this circle at equal radius, then I have to give the dimension of this circle. Suppose I want create it 1 inches, 1 inches, 1 inches, and similarly we can give the dimension on these other circles, and we will create a pattern here. But Solidworks gives a flexibility to create these circles or these patterns by linear sketch pattern and circular sketch patterns. So let's take a look how can we create easily. Suppose I want to create this circle and I want some patterns of this circle. So just I will give the dimension of this circle. Like if I want it 1 inches, then I will give the dimension it 1 inches. Now I will go to linear sketch pattern, and in this linear sketch pattern I will select the circle After selecting the circle, I will give the distance between the origin of the circle 1.5 inches. As I have given the origin 1.5 inches, and here we can just make the circles opposite or make the patterns opposite in x direction, y direction. So by this way we can change the direction of the pattern. And if I want to create 4 patterns, then I will give it 4 pattern and okay. So our work is reduced and accuracy is achieved. Now if you want to some polygon or some other cuts over here, I will create a polygon over here. To make the pattern of this polygon, there is some different method, that's why I am discussing it over here. To create the polygons or polygon patterns on this surface, so what should I do? I have to go to linear sketch patterns. In this linear sketch pattern, I have to select all these sides one by one by pressing Ctrl. I will select all these sides one by one. Now I will go to my linear pattern window and I will create this circle at 1.5 inches and number of patterns, suppose 5, and I will give the direction. Suppose I want to create at 270 degree. So these patterns will be created at 270 degree. These are far away, so I will give it 1 inches and let's only 4 patterns. So by this way we can create the patterns and just go to features and extrude. Let's take a look how this part will be look, and I will extrude them. I can increase and decrease extrude thickness. So click OK. By this way we can create the patterns or holes or any other thing on the surfaces, and whatever you want to do you can create with the sketch patterns efficiently. Now let's take a look of circular sketch patterns. I will select it and I will delete it. Now take a look on circular sketch pattern. So I will go to file, I will close it, open again, new part, just select a plane. After selecting plane, I will go to sketch, and in the sketch pattern, suppose I will create a circle over here, and in this I will create a circle. Suppose make the dimension of this circle, suppose 8 inches. So the circle will be of 8 inches. In this circle I want to create some patterns or some holes. So I will create a circle here. Suppose the dimension of this circle will be 1 inches and the distance of this circle from the origin, I will choose smart dimension, and the distance between these 2 points, suppose I want to create it 3 inches. So by this way we can adjust the thickness, dimension or any other thing. Now I will go to linear sketch patterns in the circular sketch patterns and I will select this circle. After selecting this circle, there is image available over here, the patterns. If I want to create some, suppose 8 patterns over here, then I will set it to 8 and I will click OK. And now I will go to features and I will extrude this. After extruding, I will click OK and our pattern will be available over here. Let's make this part some fancy. So I will go to sketch and I will choose a circle and I will draw a circle over here like this, and I will go to features, suppose extrude. I will make it suppose 4 inches and I will click OK. Now let's take how by this way we can create any of the image. So This is the circular and linear sketch patterns. Alright, this was all about linear and circular sketch patterns in the SolidWorks. Hope you enjoyed the session. See you again in the next session. Hello everyone, welcome to Augmentech. We empower engineers for better career opportunities. In this session, we will learn about mirror, move, rotate, scale and stretch in the SolidWorks. So let's start. Before moving forward, I will choose a plane, and after choosing plane, I will go to sketch, and in the sketch, I will draw a center rectangle over here. After drawing center rectangle, you can see there is a mirror entities command is highlighted in the sketch toolbar. Let's see what is this command and how this command is work. Before moving forward, I will just draw a center line over here, or we can say reference line for our mirror, and simply we can say this is the mirror. I will draw something here with splines. Suppose I have drawn this spline here, and I will create a random image, this. Now I will go to circle, and I will create a circle over here. Just create a random circle. Suppose I want to create some random image. Now I will move from this command. Suppose I want the same image at this side, so I have to create this image, and there is a hectic process to design same image here. For this, there is a mirror entity, or we can say mirror command in the SolidWorks, so we can do this easily. Just select mirror entities. In mirror entities, we can see here entities to mirror, and here you have to select all the entities whatever you want to mirror around any reference. So here this circle is selected. I will select this arc also. This is arc 1 and spline 1. Now select the entity. Now select the reference here. I have selected the reference, then this image is appear over here also. If you click OK, then this image will be created on the plane. So like this, you can select any of the image and make mirrors of the images. Suppose if you want to draw a simple window or a simple gate, so in the window and gates there are several similar images you can see. To easily design those gates, windows or any other designing, this feature is very useful. Now one more time, let's see something else. I will just create a circle here. I've created a circle here. I want this corner like this, so I will go to trim entities. In trim entities, I will select power trim here. I don't want these points here, so I will remove them. Now I will just go to mirror entities. If I want to same corner here, then what can I do? I will just select here this corner, and in the mirror about this, I will click OK. Then this image will be created over here, and I will go again here in the trim entities. I will take power trim, and I will just trim out this image. So by this way, we can create several mirror images. Now I will just select all this, and I will delete it. Next is move command, rotate and scale and stretch. So for that, I will create a circle over here. I will just create a random circle, and let's see how we can move it, how we can rotate it. To move this circle at any place, what should I do? If I select this point, then I can move it here. I can move it here. I can move it here. If I want to move this at any other specific point or with the command, then I have to go to move and move entities. In this move entities, you can see there is a point selected, point 35 or whatever the name of this point, and we can move it with two ways, from to and x and y direction, so that you can fix it at particular position. suppose from 2. If I want to select this from 2, so I have to select a point over here where I have to move this. Like this I can move here and I can place this at any position. Whatever the position, I will place it and I will click OK. Then this will be moved. Similarly, next command is copy command. If I want a copy of this image, then what can I do? I will just go to this and I will select this arc and I will from to or X on Y. If I want to go with from and to, it means from initial point to last point, whatever I will select, I will go there. Suppose like this way, I can create copies of this design. If I will go to X and Y, then I can just put here, suppose 1 inches, and I can move it at this position like this. So this is copy command. Now there is a rotate command. To work with rotate command, let's create an image which is visible on rotation. I will just create a simple design over here, suppose like this, and I will rotate this with the rotate command. Suppose I want to rotate this image at particular position, so I will select rotate. Here you have to select the image and I have selected the image. Now I will go to center of rotation, so I will choose a center of rotation. Suppose I will choose this. Now I can rotate this at any angle, suppose 20 degree, 30 degree, like this. We can rotate this, suppose 90 degree, because we have selected both the images, so both the images simultaneously is rotating. Click OK, then this image will be appear over here and rotate. Now the next is scale entities, so I will click cancel this. Now go to scale entities. If I want to scale this at particular position, then what can I do? I will just select this, I will select this, and now scale about. Just give a point on which you want to scale. I have given a point and I will scale it like this. I can enlarge it and do whatever we want. So like this we can scale any sketch. I will click OK and move out from this command. Next is stretch entities. In the stretch entities, you can stretch any position or any line. Suppose I want to stretch this line, and in the X direction, in the Y direction, you can stretch like this. So you can set any position for this point. Like this we can stretch this. Alright, this was all about mirror, move, rotate, scale and stretch in the SolidWorks. Hope you enjoyed the session. See you again in the next session.